Trading is absolutely gambling. Absolutely gambling. There's no way you can make money out of this without having to lose substantial amount of money. So rather create and sell something. In that way, you have more control as to how much you pull in and how much you're going to lose based on the numbers of people that will buy your course, is it? There's too much uncertainty into it. It's just like gambling. Gambling is purely based on luck and chance, and trading requires a skill and knowledge. But we're not going to focus on that, right? Because trading is gambling. With gambling and trading, these two are most likely to be confused to each other because of they both have a middleman, which is a brokerage, and they both have short-term investments, and you can both put small capital into it and make large gains. But again, trading have a long-term investment and gambling doesn't. But we won't focus on that because trading is gambling. All right? Now we have an understanding about gambling that it is purely just chance. It is purely just luck. And we have trading here that you have to know the skill. You have to have knowledge into it. You have to understand the financial market. You have to understand the economy. You have to be in your toes about each and every single thing that is happening in the economy. So you're right. We're going to feed in your lack of knowledge and lack of understanding so that you feel better about yourself. So yes, trading is gambling. Now you can move away from the video. Now let me talk to somebody who wants to understand what trading is. So we have a thing called financial markets. So the financial market is a platform where you buy and sell assets. So we have these different assets. All right. We have stocks, we have bonds, we have futures. There's so many. Then we have Forex markets. Now the Forex market is where we buy and sell, okay, different currencies. All right. Literally simple as that. We buy and sell these currencies. Now we focus on Forex, the foreign exchange market, which is now the buying and selling of currencies. Okay. Now you're going to hear a lot of people going to tell you that trading is gambling. That's the reason why I started with that part of the video. Maybe when you go out there, you'll be able to answer for yourself. Unless if you have not been listening to me, that you shut up when you're starting to trade, you shut up, okay? You don't tell nobody so that you don't face people like that. So you're going to do this the right way. And you're going to start with the first thing. So you're going to understand what the financial markets are, as in the platform. And you're going to understand what the foreign exchange market is, which is what we're doing. And then when you're done, you're going to go and find yourself a book. You're going to find yourself a book. And this book is called The Psychology of Money. The reason why you're going to start reading that book first is because it's going to help you to understand the reason why there is greed in you, the reason why you'll be facing a lot of challenges when you start placing that first trade, okay? Oh, why would I read a book first? I thought you said let's not read books, let's first trade, let's first understand what trading is. No, you're going to read the book because it's not about Forex, it's going to be about you. Then when you move away from that, you're going to find yourself any channel on YouTube, all right? You want to choose the channel on YouTube and you're going to focus on that channel. We're not going to be mentioning any channels here because if you watch my channel, you understand what I trade, okay? So you're going to choose whoever you want to choose and you're going to focus on that and you're going to learn just the candles. You're not going to learn the strategy. You're going to learn the candles. Because the strategy is the skill, okay? So wait with the skill because you're about to confuse yourself. Learn the candle movements. Just watch them. Okay? When you move away from that, you're going to progress into learning the strategy. When you learn about the strategy, you're going to implement a lot of things. Now, there's a lot of things that will be included in the strategy, obviously. So you're going to learn about the candle movements. You're going to learn about how the strategy works. Why is the strategy working? And what you need to take from the strategy. And is the strategy working for you and your style of thinking and your way of understanding? I don't know if you heard me. The reason why is because you're about to strategy hop. You hop around strategies because you did not understand if the strategy works for your way of thinking, for your way of understanding. What people don't want to tell you is that Forex is very mental. It's very psychological. Everything that comes with it. The candles, everything. So I'm saying when you get to the strategy part, you focus on how it's working for you. If it's taking you too long to understand, then that means there's too many unnecessary things that you would use when you trade and they don't even work. You don't need them. And when you move from that, you're going to face this thing they call luck and skill. I mentioned 3 things if you're moving with me already. You're going to move from strategy now because you understand it. So now that'll be like your year 1 or year 2. Then you're going to move to a thing called skill versus luck. So you're going to be excited. You want to go on live. And you're going to face a lot of luck. All right, you're not going to face the skill because the skill is not fully created. Because you want to jump into trading, right? Going live. Now, you're not going to do that. So if you want to remove yourself from luck, so which is now the circus, which is now the circle of funding and trading, funding and blowing. You're just going to focus on the skill. Now, when you finally understand what that skill is, now the skill comes with a lot of things. It comes with your personality. All right. It comes with the type of trader you are. All right. It comes with just looking at the market because you've trained your eyes to see a certain pattern, because it's only one pattern you need in every strategy. That's why I said you look into a strategy, see if it goes with you. Now, if you're looking at a strategy without having now to draw anything in the charts, and then you're going to be able to read the market just by watching it. Now, that's when the skill is. Now you have fully moved and fully have grown now. And then you're going to go into purpose. The purpose of your growth. The reason for wanting the wealth from the markets. The reason why you want this to work for you. The purpose of you finding Forex. What was the purpose for it? So if the purpose was for you to grow wealth, if the purpose was for you to buy a house, if the purpose was for you to be able to feed your kids, you're going to go through all of that and you're going to put all of that down. And when you find that and you have an understanding of that, you're going to go through control. What do I mean by control? Now you know exactly how much you have in your bank account, and you know exactly how much you want to put in. If you listen very well, did you see how money is the last thing I'm talking about? Not what people are doing. Money is the first thing they want to put in. But money is the last thing that I want to say here, because if it's control of capital, preservation of capital. Because when you have control of your emotions, it's going to be very easy as well to control your money. You understand? Because this thing was not here to serve. Get in here quickly, get out. That's not what Forex is for. Forex is long-term investment. And I'm going to put that in your head until you're tired of hearing my voice. It's a long-term investment. It's only short-term when you want to make it short-term. It's up to you. For instance, some people will trade an account. Some people will trade an account for a short-term investment, and that would be your scalping. If I want to get in the market now, I want to make a certain amount because I want to go to a trip. I want to go for vacation. Now that's just short-term, but there's long-term into Forex. And that is where control comes in. You're controlling how much you're risking. You're controlling how much you're willing to make. Then you're controlling how much you pull out. Or you can control your emotions as to how much you just don't want to pull out. Because now you want to compound. That's control. So when you have went through all of these stages that I've listed, now you're an investor now. And you. Now, if you look into all those stages, they will take time because all of them will meet a different you. That is why sometimes you will make a mistake and go back to a certain stage, move backwards, because there is different you in all the stages. Stage 4 can never be the same you of stage 1 because now you're growing mentally. Remember, you're starting to read the Psychology of Money book. You have learned something about yourself there. You move into something else. You move into another stage. You move into another stage, right? So now as an investor, You have your control, you have your emotions, you know what's the long term and the short term. You understand the finances, you understand the financial market. You're in a different level. Now then, you can come out and be great and do better and be a successful trader and be a profitable trader. You're going to be a profitable trader. And that is all due with time. And there's no time you put in. There's no date you put for yourself, because all the stages are very long. And this way is the right way to do it. But of course, you might chicken out and do something else because you think the way that I'm telling you to do it, it's wrong. But it's all right. It's all up to you. But all I know is if you want to think like an investor, there's a certain way you have to move. There's a certain way you have to think. You have to move away from the circus. It's not a lie when they told you Forex is boring. It's boring because not because you sit on your hands and do nothing and wait for your A+ setups. No, that was not the reason why. The reason why they said it's boring is because it takes long. It's not just sitting on your hands and do nothing, waiting for your strategy to pop up. It's because it takes too long. It has too many stages, which most of you have skipped. So I'm talking to you, person that have no clue what this thing is, and you want to do it. So you're going to do it the right way. And you're going to get funded. And when you get funded as an investor, you're going to be the great. I don't know if you heard me.